think I've seen this now. Right, this is called Whitney, We Got a Problem. Here on the boundaries of the mind, there was a tear in the space-time continuum thingy, coming apart at the seams. The universe was looking a wee bit precarious, but I'd been watching Blue Peter for years and fixed it with some sticky-back plastic and some Wrigley spearmint chewing gum and 500 bottle tops I had saved up in case of an emergency such as this. The very liquid bottle was still half full. Undoubtedly, questions will be asked, but I think it will last until God or whatever, the great whatever, gets his finger out and fixes it. Meanwhile, here I am, holding the universe together. Houston singing on the radio, "You're all the man that I need." And this is called Yes, Maybe No. I was in a posh hotel, and there was only me, all lovely marble, and a couple were just finishing having a row. So I didn't know what the row was about. I only knew how it ended, and I tried to guess. So it's called Yes, Maybe No. She dismantled her smile, tucked it away in a golden contact mirror. She said nothing, she didn't have to say anything. I stood there as if sculpted out of silence. She turned her back at me. It was a very pretty back. I felt I was living in a Philip Marlowe novel. Now she was only her high heels clicking on the marble. I didn't stop to see her go, and then there was no her anymore. Only her perfume creating the shape of her in the air. Damn, I said to no one, and again, damn. My own words laughing at me in echo. This is called The Emperor of Now. Robin in a church, hopping from pew to pew. A miracle made real, its sheer joy of being. I hum Haydn to its every step, minuto allegro. My little emperor dances on the altar. It has become the music. It gazes at itself, reflected in the gold of the tabernacle. A host of sunbeams chase each other, little fishes of light. Now Robin balances on the head of the Christ. This the secret prayer of the moment, leaving me bereft when it finds the open door. It's very hard to see them at times. This is called Regeneration. The chair I sat in, like a burnished throne, transforming itself back into what it once was. A tree standing in a forest as the world wakes up. A table too morphs into its former state, the floor uprooting itself to stand with its fellows. Books shedding their words, becoming leaves on these trees. My library now a forest, I at one with my trees. This is called As Trees Waking. I had a friend who was housekeeper to a vicar. And she told me this horrible story. As trees, and she used to make them the most delicious meals, and they used to love it. And she said, if only they knew I had been an erotic dancer in London. And, she only told me that. So this is called As Trees Walking. The goldfish ponders the world on the other side of the glass, retires to its castle. It watches the coming and goings of us, unable to explain our existence. I see men as trees walking, the vicar reads, his thought visible to the fishes. But what does it mean, one fish asked the other, and what are trees? The vicar dies in his sleep, words still floating about in his head. The fish unable to explain his stillness. Loudly the cloud talks in tick-tocks. The God hand that feeds them does not come. Hungry for answers, they cease to believe. Time darkens, whitens, and again darkens, whitens. It all goes belly up, the dead vicar and then his dead fish frightening the home help. Only the plastic Christ nailed to the wall hears her scream. And this is called The Fox, the Whale and the Wardrobe. My sister died when I was 9, and I wanted to escape from the world, and there was no way to do that. Like Jermaine Hopkins, who was called Skin, his nickname, I used to climb to the top of the highest tree and frighten the people out of their wits. And I would just simply sit with all the milk churns outside my aunt's farm, waiting for the bee to be collected and go to the dairy. And my aunt would come out, and I would just sit there like that, and I became invisible. My grief made me invisible. And she'd go, "Donall, Donall!" that boy? And she'd be right in front of me. So I'd also escape into bay windows as well too. I had a terrible habit of hiding in her wardrobe. So this is called the fox, the whale and the wardrobe. I hide from the world. I hide from your death. Hide in my auntie's wardrobe. Gather the darkness about me. Dissolve into the nothingness I have become. No one knows where I am. No one knows who I am. Not even me. My auntie's fox stole's beady eyes alive with death. Ah, little boy, you join us in this dark. My auntie's whalebone corset smelling evilly of pink plastic, its white bone escaping, poking me in its ribs, welcome me to their land of the dead. Whale and fox show me their dreams, the seas and forests of their lives lived in the long ago. My sister's death haunts me, all through the ages I have become. Here now in Porto, high above the Douro, I finally write out the sorrow of my life. I still hiding in a wardrobe in deepest, darkest Cork, or up above the tallest tree I can find, the land like a map spread out before me. The fox and the whale join me in my darkness, more frightening than theirs. The seconds fading into nothingness. The moments rusted into place. Now somewhere in the future I could never have imagined, I returned to the ruined cottage, trees piercing the roof's heart, invading the room of where I'd been, the old wardrobe still holding the clothes of the dead. Auntie's Sunday best, uncle's smartest suit, rotten now, eaten by time. Ah, little boy, you've come back. The foxstole whispers in my ear, one eye missing, the corset nothing but bone. And I cry for the death of a summer, I cry for the death of them all. The fox and the whale join them in the darkness they could not have ever envisaged. The little boy could never have imagined the man I have become. I come to comfort the 9-year-old I was, this 67-year-old self trying to make amends for all the pain he had to endure, crying to a heaven not willing to listen to him. His tears, my tears, I gather the darkness about us. Thank you.